So we're gonna focus a couple of things on like the dish that Sam was doing and the reasons also for good for breast cancer and from women's health. So the key ingredients we want to talk about is, well, we always talk about it, is lots of fruits and vegetables. As, it's as simple as that. It actually applies very much to cancer, just because of the level of not only antioxidants. Remember, cancer in many forms, not necessarily even on breast cancer, it's DNA damage to our own cells, and it actually happens to everyone. It's not a comforting thought, but everyone has constantly damaged DNA cells. But our bodies are made to our immune system is made to look at it and then remove it. And then remember, I always tell you about like high fiber content. So fiber is the one that binds to a lot of these um, substances the body needs to remove and takes it out from your system. But same thing with, that's why fruits and vegetables that have all these added fiber are good, and whole grains like I'm going to show you. And the other thing is vitamins, and in particular vitamin C and vitamin E. However, studies have shown it is the real thing, like the vitamin in the lemon, the vitamin C in the lemon, or in like in sweet potato, like vitamin E or carrots. That's where it helps. If you're supplementing it, that may actually be counterproductive. So only remember, I always tell you, do not supplement by your own. It's like, oh, I'm afraid of cancer, I'm going to take 10 pills of vitamin C that I bought on the store. No, that doesn't work that way, and actually may be more harmful to you. So unless it is, recommended by the doctor, just you're safer doing the real thing. So let's talk about cooking real things here. And just as I mentioned about all the fiber, the first thing is we're going to focus today on a grain. It can be any grain. And last time, I think like 2 weeks ago, I showed you how to cook sorghum. Today, we're going to cook this bulgur. It's called red bulgur. It's a type of, it's a whole grain. It's a type of wheat. So this is how it looks like. So big recipe for every single thing that you in grains cooking technique. It shouldn't be that hard. So this is a cup of the grain in your bowl. And then basically you're gonna put water to cover it for about a couple of inches. I want you to see it here. A couple of inches above the level of the grain. Maybe two, maybe 1.5. You're gonna add a pinch of salt. That's it. And I'll explain to you why I'm not adding a lot of things. You can turn it on, and usually it'll cook quite fast, like within, I mean, this depends on the grain. Sometimes they could take 40 minutes, or it can take 30 minutes. This actually, I cooked it in the pressure cooker, in the Instapot, in 15 minutes. So really fast. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you how it was cooked. Once it's cooked, I cooked it because it was a pressure cooker. It ended up being, look at this, it's kind of like very sticky, which two things. One, and I didn't do it for the one I put in the pot, but you can always try to rinse it a little bit more. But I wanted to show you what happens if it gets like this consistency. Well, nothing happens. It's fine. Just take advantage of it. So one thing I did for taking advantage of it is I made meatballs. So get your little scooper, or you can even do it with your hands slightly washed, and go in that. If you press it like that, and then you can press it lightly, and then scoop it in your cutting board. You can roll them a little bit just to give it the shape. Okay, so you're gonna do that, and very lightly, you're going to, I'll use my board here just to see. So a little bit of olive oil, and just brush them. And you're gonna bake them at 350 for like 20 minutes, or even these are little, so maybe like 15 minutes or so, and check them. And I want to show you quickly ones that I did earlier. So it looks exactly like meatballs. Some people would say like, what? And it gets really crunchy. I'm gonna try to get it. You can break it apart. and it's really crunchy. You can, of course, fill it with a lot of things. You can put chopped vegetables in it, onion, garlic. I did, this is a little bit of salt, and that's it. Because I wanted to show you many ways of doing the salt. Anyway, so use the grain. So that's one. The other one is, of course, we're gonna add a lot of veggies to it, right? So what do I have here? I have some radishes. So just make them bite-sized pieces like that. And I have already pre-chopped, so you can see. So these are the ingredients I'm going to use: some cucumber, some red onion, pepper, some tomatoes that I have. So all those beautiful colors, I have them here. So I'm going to add the radish. One of the other great things too, also for like breast cancer, are cruciferous vegetables, and that's where Sam's recipe today comes in. That cauliflower rice, but it can be broccoli, it can be kale, cabbage, all those Brussels sprouts like we did last week. Those are cruciferous vegetables, and they have a lot of phytochemicals that fight a lot of the to help remove cancer. Sprinkle a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. So I had there, you can see it. I already have some chopped tomatoes, some cucumber, a little green pepper. I'm gonna put, I'm gonna look at this beautiful yellow tomato. So just trim the bottom. I'll just add it in there. Remember, it's better to cut tomatoes with a serrated knife than just a plain knife. It's easier. So in this, we'll do just this part. So there you go. So, and you're gonna just dress your salad like you would many things. We added already salt. We added a little bit of pepper, just a touch of olive oil. And then I want to show you how to serve it. And this is like a version. So we have some lettuce on the bottom. So we have two of our meatballs. And then basically this is going to be like that. So that's another way to do your grains. And it looks really nice. It's really hearty. So let's even imagine we have leftover veggies. So for the other leftover veggies, another thing I wanted to ask to say, remember we were talking about how it was a little sticky. If you wash that, even after cooking it, you wash it with water in a colander, it'll get just like now, kind of like with the rice consistency, okay? So what can we do with this? Now we can do a grain salad with our leftover veggies. I just happen to have some pesto that I made before. So a little bit of pesto, and even Sam has done the pesto in our class. So that's how you're gonna season your grain. So you have options here. So I like in this, I already made, you have seen it, but I did a carrot soup. This is carrots, onion, and pieces of ginger. Bring to a boil until the carrots are soft, and a little bit of salt and pepper. That's it. So this, for example, would be a great soup. You can actually serve it cold or hot, and then you dress it with our Bulgur wheat, a little bit on top. Again, makes it like a nice heartier soup. Really good.
Wow.
And then finally, I want to show you like a third option. And in that one, that's really simple. And so I was saying for this one, leftover of the, so you can do many dishes at one time and you have a lot of prepared food for your week as you cook one grain, but you're changing the flavor profile. So that's great. So now there's the pesto mixed with all the other veggies, and you can do another different type of salad. These are great salads to like put in a container, leak-proof container, remember, and then you can take it for lunch or wherever you go. And instead of having like not really good stuff.
So you could actually even like an Italian sauce with the Bulgur meatballs, JP.
Absolutely, yeah. Cook your marinara sauce, yeah, and then you dress that over. I would even put like zucchini, cooked zucchini and stuff, and then you put it on the meatballs, and they're delicious. They're really hearty. And then the last one, but not least, is use it for your breakfast. So I have this is the bulgur wheat. You can get like really heat it up in the microwave. You already cooked it. I put some raisins. There's some almonds in there, and get the milk of your choice. I have almond milk here, but it could be anything. It could be soy milk, like we are talking about earlier. And if it's hot, it'll actually, you could just like break it apart and add some fresh fruit. We can have apples, we can have, and I also season it with, this time remember that we cook the grain with nothing, a pinch of salt, nothing, because that way it allows us to use it as a salad, use it in the soup, now use it in here in the, so here's where I'm gonna put like pumpkin spice for the season, right? And you sprinkle pumpkin spice. Again, cinnamon has a lot of antioxidants. There's nutmeg in here. All the pumpkin spice is really good, cardamom. So mix it around, and then you can put any fruit and you're done. And now you have so many different options. So wow, I'm going to show you all our options here. I put some egg in this one here, like a boiled egg.
So you got breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, literally from one type of grain. So makes it easier for you to cook and try different grains. But yeah, this one also is like about, I think it's like $4 or $5. This is 1.5 pounds. But remember, it always, a little goes a long way. So it's actually also great for your budget to try different grains, because you know we usually mention here like rice or quinoa, but there's a lot of other ones to be discovered. Also remember, for breast cancer health, exercise, exercise, exercise.